Today's the Oscars, and I want to share with you my predictions. It's a snow day here in Minnesota today, so I'm in my comfy clothes. You can kind of ignore I sell a bunch of stuff, sports cards closed, that's all behind me. But I have come up with my 24 predictions for every single award here, and let's see how this actually plays out. So last year, I didn't make a video, but last year I got all of them right except all of the shorts. So I went 21 for 23. There were only 23 last year. They added a new one for this year. And I got every single one right except for the shorts. I don't think it's going to happen this year. I got really lucky, I'll be honest. But I'm going to start from kind of the least cared about awards and finish with the top ones. So let's kick it off with the shorts. These ones are historically the hardest ones to predict. Kind of just a crapshoot because I'll be honest, people don't really care about these until it's the ones shortlisted for the Oscars, the ones people are actually voting on. Then they'll watch them and pick. I like to think of these about as what is the topic about, and kind of the more political ones are, I think, where people go a lot of the time. So we'll start with the documentary short here. We have All the Empty Rooms, Armed Only with a Camera, The Life and Death of Brent Renaud, Children No More, We're and Are Gone, The Devil is Busy, and Perfectly a Strangeness. And I'll be honest, I haven't watched a single one of these. So I just kind of go based on what the sentiment is, and I pick All the Empty Rooms for this one. I know this one is about school shootings and talking about all the kids who have kind of died, hence the empty rooms. I think just kind of a serious story that kind of pulls at some heartstrings. That one's going to pull out the win. Animated short is up next. We have Butterfly, Forever Green, The Girl Who Cried Pearls, Retirement Plan, and The Three Sisters. Again, I've not watched a single one of these. My pick for animated short is Butterfly. That one's about a Jewish French swimmer who competes in the Berlin Olympics, which, as you know, is kind of the peak of the Nazi time, and he was Jewish. So I think just the topic is going to get people to vote for it on that one. And the last short is going to be a live action short. We have Butcher Stain, A Friend of Dorothy, Jane Austen's period drama, The Singers, and two people exchanging saliva. I don't know anything about any of these. I'm just kind of going to the sentiment here. I think people are really leaning towards two people exchanging saliva. I think that one's going to win. Um, it's about some kind of like a dystopian world where I think kissing people is not allowed, and like you can't show affection towards people you love. I heard it actually like could their shows promise it that it could maybe be turned into a real feature film. So I'm gonna stick with that one, having not really known much about it. Jumping to some of the more higher production level ones for the feature films, we have Best Sound here. F1, Frankenstein, One Battle After Another, Sinners, and Sirat are the nominees. My pick is F1. I think this one's a pretty easy win. F1, just was such a movie theater experience, the way it was shot, just how you really felt like you were in the car. I think that one wins sound. Best visual effects nominees are Avatar, F1, Jurassic World Rebirth, The Lost Bus, and Sinners. Just got to say, I can't believe The Lost Bus was nominated here. I didn't think the visual effects were good in that movie when I watched it, but this one's pretty easy as well. This one's going to be Avatar, Fire and Ash. That movie just looks phenomenal. Moving on to production design. Nominations: Frankenstein, Hamnet, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, and Sinners. I'm not calling myself an expert at anything production design. This one seems like a runaway with Frankenstein. And I would say the same for best makeup and hairstyling. Nominees: Frankenstein, Kakuho, Sinners, Smashing Machine, and Ugly Stepsister. Again, Frankenstein seems like the runaway favorite here. Let's go to Best Original Score. We have Begonia, Frankenstein, Hamnet, One Battle After Another, and Sinners. I think Sinners and Ludwig Göransson is going to run away with this one. Music was such an important part of that movie, and I think that one, is going to be fairly awarded here. I think there are some really strong, One Battle score was very nice. Begonia, underrated. But this one is going to be Sinners. For best casting, we have Hamnet, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, The Secret Agent, and Sinners. This is the new category. I'm kind of thinking of it in a way as kind of the runner up to Best Picture, which I don't know, maybe spoils where I'm going here. I'm gonna go with Sinners for casting. Oh, I think, the cast is so widely appreciated in this movie from the people who've put in the work, from Michael B. Jordan, Delroy Lindo, and bringing in a few other people that are maybe less commonly known but perform at such a high level. Next up is Best Costume Design. Nominees: Avatar, Fire and Ash, Frankenstein, Hamnet, Marty Supreme, and Sinners. Again, I'm going to give this one to Frankenstein. It's a 3 Oscar movie, Frankenstein. Best Original Song, I think this one is one of the easiest ones to pick. It is Dear Me in Relentless, Golden, K-Pop Demon Hunters, I Lied to You from Sinners, Sweet Dreams of Joy in Viva Verde, Train Dreams from Train Dreams. I think this one's usually golden. It's like Song of the Year, the Grammys or whatever it got. Diane Warren, the Relentless movie. People appreciate it because it's Diane Warren. But if this isn't golden, I would be absolutely stunned. Best Editing, we have F1, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, Sentimental Value, and Sinners. I'm giving this one to One Battle After Another. I think just some of those scenes, like the one that stands out to me, especially is that car chase scene, was just edited so beautifully, so perfectly. Every shot felt intentional in that movie, and I think that was the most deserving. Cinematography, you also have Frankenstein, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, Sinners, and Train Dreams. Again, I'm going to give this one to One Battle After Another. I think it kind of goes hand in hand. The editing, the cinematography is fantastic. The editing is fantastic. So you combine the two of them to just make an outstanding movie. Now for the animated features, Arco, Elio, K-Pop Demon Hunters, Little, Amelie, and the character of Rain in Zootopia 2. Another easy one, I think. K-Pop Demon Hunters, had the most access, was the most talked about, most access being like it's on Netflix, super easy for people to watch. It was loved by so many people, and I would, I don't think it's really a debate for that movie. Okay, we're a little over halfway now. Moving on to Best Documentary Feature, we have The Alabama Solution, Come See Me in the Good Light, Cutting Through Rocks, Mr. Nobody Against Putin, and The Perfect Neighbor. I've only seen one of these, which was The Perfect Neighbor. I think that one is the current favorite, but I'll be honest, I watched it. I didn't think it was very good. I think it's very American focused, where the Academy is a little more globally focused. And historically, a lot of documentaries against Putin have been highly rewarded in the past. So I think I'm actually going to pick the upset of Mr. Nobody Against Putin. Best International Feature, we have The Secret Agent, It Was Just an Accident, Sentimental Value, Surat, in the voice of Hind Rajab. I think I pronounced that right, maybe not. This one I think is pretty up in between Sentimental Value and maybe The Secret Agent. I do think the Sentimental Value is probably more favorite to win. There's a lot of recognizable people in that. Moving on then to Best Original Screenplay. Blue Moon, It Was Just an Accident, Marty Supreme, Sentimental Value, and Sinners. I think this one is for Sinners. One Battle and Sinners kind of seen as the top 2 movies. Sinners, I think, will win the original screenplay, which then maybe spoils my adapted screenplay with the nominees of Bugonia, Frankenstein, Hamnet, One Battle After Another, and Train Dreams. I said Sinners and One Battle are seen as the 2 best movies. I think One Battle is going to pick up this one for adapted screenplay. And now the actors, which I think this one's really tough. Best Supporting Actress, we had Elle Fanning from Sentimental Value, Inga Idsdottir from Sentimental Value, Amy Madigan of Weapons, Wunmi Mosaku, Sinners, and Teyana Taylor, One Battle After Another. This one's kind of a toss-up. Amy Madigan has kind of gotten a lot of hype. I think she might be the betting favorite right now. Historically, horror movies are not well represented at the Oscars. So as much fun it would be to have Amy Madigan, I don't think she gets it. Teyana Taylor has a lot of talk, but I don't know. I kind of think it's going to be Wunmi Mosaku. She might be like the third favorite. I think it's Amy Madigan, Teyana Taylor, and then Wunmi Mosaku. But I don't know. I just have a feeling I think she's going to be winning this one, giving Sinners a little bit more of an award. But I don't know. I don't feel great about that one. Best Supporting Actor, we have Benicio del Toro from One Battle, Jacob Elordi, Frankenstein, Delroy Lindo, Sinners, Sean Penn, One Battle After Another, and Stellan Skarsgård, Sentimental Value. Again, this one, I could see it go a few ways, but I do think this one's really going to be Sean Penn. But One Battle After Another, there's talks he might not even show up, which could potentially sway some voters to not pick someone who really even seems to value this award. Um, but I think it's more strongly heading in his direction that he's going to be given this one. Best Actor, this one might be the award I feel the worst about. We have Timothy Chalamet, Marty Supreme, Leonardo DiCaprio, One Battle After Another, Ethan Hawke, Blue Moon, Michael B. Jordan, Sinners, and Wagner Moura, The Secret Agent. This could almost be any of these. I don't think it's going to be Ethan Hawke. As we saw, Michael B. Jordan won the SAG Awards, or whatever they're called now, the Actor Awards, just like a week or two ago, and got a lot of hype. But I've seen historically, like in the past 6 years, they've said the SAG Awards have only predicted the winner 3 out of the 6, and Michael B. Jordan wasn't necessarily winning like any of the other awards. I think Timothy Chalamet has had some bad press recently, so I think he might actually drop out, kind of similar to Amelia Perez kind of did last year for actress. Leo hasn't really been campaigning. He's been, busy making another movie or whatever. He's already won before, so I guess it leaves me with Wagner Moura. That's probably my hottest take, the most unlikely pick I have, but I just don't love the other ones. I think Michael B. Jordan is probably the most favorite, but I just have a feeling in the back of my head that he's not going to win. Not that I don't want him to win or anything, or, I think all these people are deserving to win. But I just think that international vote's going to come through for Wagner Moura potentially. But I really could see almost anyone win this one. Best Actress, this one is a runaway, I believe. We have Jessie Buckley in Hamnet, Rose Byrne, If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You, Kate Hudson, Samsung, Blue, Renate Renizve, probably pronounced that wrong, Sentimental Value, and Emma Stone, Bugonia. This one's probably Jessie Buckley from Hamnet. Without a doubt, she ran away with that movie that person I didn't love, but I think she was the entire movie, and she's the winning everything. For Best Director, we have Paul Thomas Anderson, One Battle After Another, Ryan Coogler, Sinners, Josh Safdie, Marty Supreme, Joaquin Trier for Sentimental Value, and Chloe Zhao for Hamnet. I think this one is going to be Paul Thomas Anderson, One Battle After Another. He's kind of been winning a lot of the director awards, and I don't see this one as being very competitive. And then finally, Best Picture, with all the nominees at Bugonia, F1, Frankenstein, Hamnet, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, The Secret Agent, Sentimental Value, Sinners, and Train Dreams. This is a two-man race between One Battle After Another and Sinners. Again, Sinners has all the hype right now, but I don't think that's predictive. It will be One Battle After Another. I'm pretty confident on that. One Battle After Another has won everything. It is one of the most dominant award movies ever. And I think people just love Sinners so much that they don't believe that that's actually the case. But I strongly think this will be One Battle After Another, taking home Best Picture in what is probably the final award of the night. What do you guys think? What did I get wrong? Probably Best Actor, let's be honest.